Lewis Hamilton hoping key F1 rule change provides boost in World Championship race. The minimum weight of a car has increased from 733 kilograms to 740 kilograms for the upcoming campaign. But more importantly, at least 80 kilograms of that must be made up of the driver, his seat and driving equipment. It is rumored Hamilton has increased his weight by 8 kilograms to make up the difference. The Brit has been more relaxed than usual with his diet in the build-up to the season. Hamilton is hoping to win his 6th world title with Mercedes this term. And he is feeling comfortable with his body composition. For me it is much more, Hamilton told Motorsport magazine of the weight rule changes. I'm heavier, although I do not eat sweets often. Of course I could eat whatever I wanted during the break, but I always remained very active. I've enjoyed training more than ever before. It used to be less fun, but if you can make it interesting and different it's something else. I've been pretty clean since last month. Body fat is dwindling, I'm more defined and have more efficient muscle mass. I'm not trying to be the Hulk because of course it takes time to build muscle, but it was great to be able to eat whatever you want. The seat was really interesting, we did not have to adjust much, although I've gotten a lot heavier, which will certainly go a bit up and down over the coming weeks, but all that's left is to keep the shape and hit the ball stay. Meanwhile, Haas driver Romain Grosjean also spoke of his happiness of the rule changes. I was 68 kilograms last season, now I weigh 73 kilograms, in the morning, he said. I feel stronger now, I do not know if I need it in the car, but in any case in life. It was not great to starve yourself down and not be able to eat as you please. Next news: WHO is quickest? Detailed expert analysis after 8,775 laps of data. Winter testing is testing as they say, and many people look at the quickest times to decide in their own minds where the teams are in a pecking order. Often this is an inaccurate method of predicting what will happen in the coming season. That said, it's fairly safe to say that Ferrari isn't shy about how fast their car is out of the box, and there are some serious questions on Mercedes, in particular during week 1 of testing in Barcelona. But we must not take testing on face value. However, the track is cold and tires don't work in the current operating temperatures, the cars are new and often missing parts, plus the teams always try and disguise their true pace from each other by sandbagging. Indeed, Mercedes could well be doing this in the extreme. Take for instance Red Bull in 2014, the dawn of the new hybrid engine formula we have today, and one that Renault managed to fail with spectacularly. The Red Bull Renault could barely complete half a race distance in Jerez and Barcelona winter testing for 2014, yet by Melbourne the car was quick enough to be on the podium, before their disqualification. Plus Ricciardo was the only non-Mercedes driver to be in contention for the driver's title for part of the year. This doesn't stop some experts, fans, and pundits alike from trying to predict the cars that'll be at the sharp end come Melbourne, and ex-F1 driver turned pundit Karun Chandhok is perhaps someone we ought to take some notice of. Indeed, TJ13 used his analysis for our first odds analysis for 2019, seeing Haas as a seriously quick car again for Down Under. Last night Karun published via an Instagram account his findings on race pace after analyzing an astonishing 8,775 laps worth of data. Using the data over the whole test period, Karun has managed to split the long runs up into 31 lap stint, 44 and 54 laps stint to compare the cars eligible. Looked through the 8,775 laps done by the 10 teams in F1 testing to find representative race runs. Most logical way I thought was to bracket them into 3 distances of 31, 44 and 54 laps, as not all did the same distance. Says Chandhok. 7 Charles are super close 3/10 after 31 laps. 2. Mercedes 16 seconds behind after 54 laps, average of 0.25 per lap. 3. RBR didn't do a full distance or performance runs, but the 2-stint 31 lap race for Max showed them to be very close to Mercedes. 4. Haas appear to be top of the midfield like in preseason testing last year. Kevin's race run on day 8 was very impressive. 5. Midfield battle super tight, difference could be just engine modes. 6. I understand that Daniel's run was compromised by a brake issue, so expect Renault to be stronger in Melbourne. Next news: Bottas sees Mercedes F1 race engineer changes fresh start. Valtteri Bottas targets fresh start in 2019 as he begins work with new senior race engineer Riccardo Muscini. Valtteri Bottas says having a new race engineer at Mercedes will provide him with a fresh start at the team in the 2019 Formula One season. Riccardo Muscini will be Bottas' new senior race engineer for the upcoming campaign, replacing Tony Ross, who has switched to Mercedes' Formula E program after 2 years alongside Bottas and 2016 world champion Nico Rosberg before him. Having spent a number of years working as a race engineer at the German manufacturer, including on Lewis Hamilton's side of the garage, Muscini has linked up with Bottas, who will also have a new performance engineer in 2019. There's always a little bit of work to start a new driver-engineer relationship, and I've actually also have a new performance engineer too, so it feels like a bit of a fresh start for the season, the Finn explained. We've only got to know each other better right at the end of last year, but I think it has been pretty good. Sometimes changes can be good. We started from a clean, fresh page. All the meetings we've had in December and January, about my performance, what can we do better during the race weekends, my weaknesses, my strengths. It has been quite nice to work with 2 new people, and even in testing it has been enjoyable. Obviously we're still getting to know each other better, and when it will come to setting the car up with limited time during the race weekends, we'll see how we can do that. But, so far so good. Bottas, who claimed 3 race wins in his maiden season at Mercedes, is looking to bounce back from a tough 2018 campaign in which he became the first driver since Michael Schumacher in 2012 to fail to record a victory from Mercedes, while Hamilton stormed to the title with 11 wins. For me, obviously we start from zero, Bottas added. I had a pretty decent start performance-wise to last year, and even though looking back there was many things I could have done better. So try to do every single detail better myself and try to be the best version of myself, and I have been able to be ahead of Lewis, so I know I can do it. It is about consistency, about the right approach to each weekend, and that I make sure for sure I've learned all the lessons from last year. In the end, it's not rocket science, it is hard work, about commitment and wanting to get to the goal one way or another. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.